How's it going, y'all? My name's Doe, and today I'm talking about 3 different lantern builds slash mage builds that I like a lot for 3 different weapons. And for those that don't know what a lantern build is, the whole purpose is to basically proc your lantern. It's to proc your hold to cast on the lantern you're using. And for me, I prefer the Pangar's lantern on pretty much all mage builds because it's just more fun. It's really awesome seeing all those numbers just popping up. The ice itself, like the giant AoE, it's a good time to do this kind of build. And the nice thing is, the build itself for pretty much all these weapons, except for the last one, is they're pretty good. They get pretty fast kill times. But you do have to use potions if you want to get the most optimal usage out of a lantern build. And the potions that I would suggest for most weapons are going to be Blitz Tonic, Frenzy Tonic, and Aether Drive Tonic. Especially Aether Drive Tonic because that tonic gives you a 100% increased lantern generation for your attacks. Alright, so the first build is for repeaters, and it has 5+6 perks that are all useful for a mage build. And they are Aetheric Attunement, Aetheric Frenzy, Conduit, Evasive Fury, and Predator. Now, this is not going to be a build that's meta or for like the fastest kill times. This is a build entirely meant for fun. The cool thing though is you actually can get some pretty fast kill times regardless, especially on behemoths that are weak to frost. And one thing I will say is in this build, for my repeater modulation, I did not use a frost barrel because to me, I hate the sound. It sounds like a gosh dang squeaky toy, man. It's like I'm the hitman of Dauntless with like a silence repeaters. I don't like it. So I use a standard barrel because personally, I don't want to make a video using the frost barrels right now because it just does not sound good. Anyway though, for the repeater modulation, I have the Ballistic Chamber, or Salvo Chamber, they changed the name. Salvo Chamber, Captain's Grip, Searing Prism, and Lucky Magazine. So that's the gear setup, and the whole point of it is to proc my Pangar's Resolve hold the cast as much as possible, and it does this. Creates a frost pillar in front of you that deals 940 frost damage to all nearby behemoths for 12 seconds. And the cool thing is, it actually stacks. And it gets absolutely mental with just the numbers you see. It's really, really crazy. Now for the next build I have the sword, and this is a much more survival-ish based build. It has Iceborne, which is all you need to live in this game now, by the way. But it still has really, really high lantern output, or lantern generation for your hold to cast, which is still the main goal of these builds. For the sword I have the Onus of Boreas, which is probably the best frost sword in the entire game, and the reason is it has a unique equip that generates frost sprites during your special. So this whole build is pretty much centered around generating special and to also use that special to get lantern charge and to stay alive during the process. So this sword helps out immensely with doing that because it also has a defensive slot for Iceborne, so it all works out. For the special I have Spin to Win, I mean Ardent Cyclone, and for the mod I have Adhesive Hilt, which basically makes you unstaggerable during special, aka Ardent Cyclone. So you can keep spinning and you'll get hit but you won't get knocked out of your special. And the nice thing is we have Iceborne in this build, so even if you get hit, you can heal through those hits and take less damage if you're already at 50% health. So it all works out in the end. The gear in this build is more so centered upon getting, again, lantern charge, but also it has a bit more damage focus and a little bit less focus on the actual attack speed, because for the sword, I don't need attack speed to make it fun. For repeaters, I definitely do. So in the sword build, I have 5+6 perks, which are as follows: Aetheric Attunement, Aetheric Frenzy, Cunning, Iceborne, and Rage Hunter. So this sword build is actually pretty good without even using your Q, but once you do use your Q, you're just sitting there spinning, nothing can stagger you, you can heal if you're at 50% health, and you can keep proccing your Pangar's Resolve hold the cast, doing damage with that as well. It's fun to look at, it's fun to do, it's a good time. And if y'all are keen, there is a build for the Hellion Sword in a similar fashion as this one in the description. You can check it out if you want to. It's pretty much the same thing, but it probably does a bit more damage since it has Overpower on it instead of just Rage Hunter, because Hellion Sword is balanced XD. Now moving on to the next weapon, and the last weapon, we have the Molten Edict. I've actually never made a build video for this because this weapon is not my favorite. But there is one fight where it can be kind of fun, and that's on Rockfall Skarn, specifically Heroic Rockfall Skarn. Now this build won't give you the fastest kill times. I did almost get like a 330. I got like a 330 using this build and just right clicks for the most part, so it's not awful. It's actually not bad on Rockfall Skarn, but it's not going to get you like a crazy kill time that you might be seeking if that's your whole goal. Now it will give you a new way to play the weapon because there's no weapon in the game that plays like Molten Edict. It's honestly the only weapon like this. It's pretty much a true range weapon if you want it to be, but I don't play like that. I play up close, you know what I'm saying? I get that I got that snub-nosed shotgun with the Molten Edict action going. For Molten Edict, the only thing you can change is the mod, and I went with the extended clip because having 6 shots is pretty much the play. All I'm gonna say, it's definitely the play. For the gear itself, it's again, you know, centered upon getting that lantern charge. So I have Aetheric Frenzy, Aetheric Attunement, and this time I also have Conduit. Although I'm pretty sure attack speed doesn't affect the right-click rate on the weapon if you're just jumping right-clicking. I could be wrong because I'm not paying attention, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't. For the other cells in the build, I have +6 Predator and Rage Hunter, and I was told that when it comes to the flame pool itself, so like after you shoot the right-click and it lands, the flame pool it generates is not affected by actual modifiers such as Predator or Rage Hunter, but it is affected by the power level of the weapon. So my weapon is only like power level 500. It's not upgraded at all. It's only a +10 weapon. So at +15, it might be able to get a sub 3 on Heroic Rockfall Skarn if you get a close spawn. But this whole build's about pressing right click, and the nice thing is if you jump and press right click, you don't use stamina. But if you stand still and don't move and press right click, you're using a pretty decent chunk of stamina, and if you keep doing this, you won't be able to dodge. It took me a couple tries to figure out this was the case, and it was actually the play to just jump and right click. You're just basically bunny hopping and shooting freaking lava meatballs. It's pretty interesting. Now that's the video, guys. Hope you guys like this. This is a different way to play the game. It's not meta in this video, so I hope you guys like the change of pace. I want to make videos using the Stormclaw weapons that basically give you a way to generate a lot of energy using like the Stormclaw sword, the Warpike, and the axe, but currently the unique equip on those weapons is bugged and it doesn't give you extra energy, so I'm holding off on that until it's fixed. Once it is fixed though, I'll be making a axe build that gives you 4 stacks of determination very quickly, so if you're playing with randoms or people that are new to the game, you can sort of pseudo carry in that manner. So look out for that in the future. But y'all, thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.